Hey everyone, I'm Sugandha and you're watching Ready with HR and I hope so you all are well. And yes, this is day 5, interview techniques. Welcome back to this channel. Welcome back to this recruiter workshop. This is we are going to discuss today and yes, so let's have a quick recap. If you don't want to see this recap, you can directly move, you can skip 1 or 2 minutes, right? So let's have a quick recap. On day 1, we have discussed about recruitment. What is recruitment? What are the processes related to recruitment? Who is a recruiter? What is the role of recruiter and what are the current trends and challenges faced during recruitment process? On day 2, we have discussed about understanding job requirements, how easily we can understand the job requirements, how we can align these job requirements with the organizational goals, and yes, what all key competencies and skills we need to check. Next, on day 3, we have discussed about the sourcing strategies. That session is really interesting. We have seen around 4 to 5 sourcing strategies, how we can source the data and what are the advantages and disadvantages attached to each source. On day 4, yes, on day 4, we have discussed about candidate screening and evaluation. That was also interesting because after having bulk of resumes, we have to screen them, how we can easily screen them, how we can evaluate them. This is a great process where, yes, we have to do callings as well. That could be, cold calling, that could be evaluation, that could be the part of screening only. Now today we are going to discuss about interview techniques and yes, make sure to subscribe this channel if you're watching me for the very first time and do hit that cute notification bell icon so that you could get my updates later on as well. Now today we are going to discuss about interview techniques and yes, first of all we are going to discuss about the type of interviews, then yes, how we can develop effective questioning technique, and then what are the role playing exercises we must consider considering the interview scenarios. Okay, first is types of interviews. Different interview types serve various purposes and help evaluate different aspects of candidate suitability for a role. So you can't say that only technical round is important or only technical interviews are important or only behavioral interviews are important. No, you have to analyze different aspects of the candidate, and for that only we need different type of interviews. Okay, first is behavioral interviews. Now you have to focus on past behavior as an indicator of future performance, like whatever happened in past impacts our mind, and whenever the same kind of things happen in present anywhere, whether the place is changed, whether the location is changed or something, then the person has that experience of past and the person behave accordingly. That could be positive, that could be negative. So you can't say that past is like gone and past doesn't impact future. Lot of people have myth about this, that please move on, you can completely move on from the past, but this is not the case and this can't be the case because it's not a case of a rebirth. Okay, whatever happened, either positive or negative, impacts our lives, and in future also we react in that way only. So we need to analyze this, and candidates are asked to provide examples of how they have handled specific situations in the past. So, what are the key techniques they can use? If you're a candidate, then yes, you can see, and even if you are an interviewer, then also you can see that whether the candidate is replying as per this or not. Even if the candidate is not applying as per this, you must have a general idea of how that candidate is replying. For answering this, I'm giving you one key technique, that is the STAR method, where STAR means situation, task, action, result. Here the candidate can tell you one situation, what was the situation that happened, and after that what was his task, what action he took, and what was the result. We can take example questions as well. Now, can you describe a time when you had to deal with a difficult team member? How did you handle it? And next question could be, give an example of a goal you reached and tell me how you achieved it. Now, in the first question where we are saying, can you describe a time when you had to deal with a difficult team member? Here he can tell the situation, what was the what was the difficulty, and means that team member, how that team member was difficult, then what task you took, and what finally action you took, and how the result came. In the next question as well, we are asking about the goal you reached and tell me how you achieved. Here also they can answer this way. Next is competency based interviews. As the name suggests, competency based interviews. Competency. We have to assess the specific competencies or skills required for the job. Questions should be designed to gauge how candidates demonstrate particular skills or attributes. Here, the key techniques could be like you need to focus on competencies such as leadership, teamwork, problem solving, and communication. So, there could be some example questions like describe a situation where you had to lead a project. What was the outcome? Now, you have to lead the project. Now, what key competencies we were discussing? We were discussing about the leadership, teamwork, and the question is where you had to lead a project. So, it's directly related. Next, obviously, leadership comes with teamwork as well. How do you prioritize tasks when managing multiple projects? How? Again, teamwork is important. Problem solving and communication is important if you are handling multiple projects. If there is lack of communication, people won't be able to understand what to do, when to do. And you are handling multiple projects, so there should be a proper communication. Next is technical interviews. Evaluate a candidate's technical skills and knowledge relevant to the role. These interviews often include practical tests or problem solving exercises. Yes, these are technical interviews. For every profile, technical interview will be different because it will be technical as per the profile. Like I'm looking for a programming personnel, I'm looking for a software engineer. So obviously the test will be as per this programming, as per the software. I'm looking for a marketing personnel. I'm looking for a finance manager. I'm looking for an HR. Finance personnel will be given some finance questions. HR personnel will be given as HR questions, HR technical questions, right? So yes, obviously this will differ as per profile. Now, what are the key techniques? Ask questions that require candidates to demonstrate their technical expertise and thought processes. Yes, of course. They have to demonstrate technical expertise. Then only we can evaluate. Technical interviews are simple technical. Next is what kind of, yes, example questions could be there. Explain how you would optimize a database query. Again, if the profile is related with the database, then yes, this question will be there. Then again, write a function to reverse a string in a given programming language. Okay, so these are the interviews we can conduct, and yes, I have done a separate session on interview that you can check from HR course. Now please, I have a request. I always say this, and I'm getting questions on different social media platforms. Even you send messages in the inbox asking same questions again and again, for which I have already uploaded several sessions. Please, I have a request. Whenever I say please have a look on this playlist, please have a look on this session, you can what you can do is just have a look on that playlist, and if you find any session suitable as per your query, please do check them. Okay, yes, your queries are always invited. I'm there for your queries, but when you ask one or two questions, one or two big questions in a query, then it's not feasible to answer them just in 1, 2, or 4, 5 sentences, when I have made a separate video of 20 to 25 minutes for the same query. So please have a look on this. Okay, and yes, this HR course in English, I have done several sessions. Yes, I would be continuing this after this workshop, and so please check. I have done rounds of interviews, modes of interviews in detail. So here I am discussing only 3 type of interviews. There I've discussed many type of interviews. So please have a look on that. This is a workshop where I have to cover lot of things in one day. Okay, so obviously I have to speed up, otherwise it won't be completed in 10 days. And yes, I want you to have an idea before opting for this profile, that how this profile goes. Okay, so now next is developing effective questioning techniques. How you can develop. Now see, effective questioning techniques are crucial. They're important for eliciting useful information, so that we can assess their suitability for the role. So here are the key strategies. First is open-ended questions. You can understand by this word open-ended. Now the purpose is you have to encourage the candidates to provide detailed and comprehensive responses. Example, okay, let's take an example, and this could be, questions could be like, can you tell me about a time when you had to overcome a significant challenge at work? What kind of challenge is there? This is an open-ended question. Why open-ended? You can end anywhere. Okay, this is open question. This is not a yes no kind of a question. You can tell anything. You can draft any story. That's why I'm saying open ended questions. Describe a project you worked on that you are particularly proud of. Here again, I am asking about any project. You can tell about any project, what all details you want to mention. These kind of questions are normally asked with the middle level people or with the senior level people, where we are looking to know a lot about that senior professional. Not only like freshers. Okay, if you have answered these 5-10 questions, then fine, and the same kind of pattern of questions and answers are there, and I'm looking for a candidate who can just reply because I'm looking for maybe for their soft skills, or maybe you can say compatibility or something. But here I'm looking in the middle level cases and in the senior level profiles. I'm looking for a person who have a longer vision, okay, who is looking for a long term connection. So that's why this open ended questions help a lot. And yes, we can counter questions also. And next is probing questions. Now, dwell deeper into candidates' initial response to gather more specific information. When I have questioned them as per open ended questions, I have asked them an open ended question. Then, after that, I can ask other details as per their answer, as per their responses. They said something, and yes, I'm questioning again with the same project only. They have told me about some specific project, they have told me a lot of things. Now I have questions with that project only. I'm wondering that how come that project happened, how come he's saying that he has performed this way, what were the challenges. So yes, I can dwell deeper. So example question could be like okay, with this project only, you mentioned that you led a team project. Can you explain your role in more detail? Right? Next is, what is specific steps did you take to resolve the conflict you described? Suppose, imagine that person told me that, okay, I had, I was dealing with this project and there were these kind of challenges and conflicts, but I resolved them, and yes, finally we succeeded. Now, here, what kind of conflicts? My second question is, what kind of conflicts were there? Are they normal? No. If they weren't, then yes, how you resolved it. Again, I can ask a probing question. Okay, so this way we can question them again and again, and yes, we can dwell deeper. Next is situational questions. Again, assess how candidates would handle hypothetical situations relevant to the role. Now, it could be that candidate is working as a project manager since 10 years, 12 years, right? Now I'm hiring that candidate for a very responsible position, and the problem is that I have certain situations, certain tricky situations connected to that profile, connected to that position. Now these could be hypothetical situations, these could be the situations which we have dealt in the past. Now I'm asking the same situations in the form of questions. That could be like, for example, how would you handle a situation where a key deadline is at risk of being missed? I know that yes, sir, it will be, because there are specific challenges. I would be giving 20 days for this project. No, it's actually you can't complete that project in 20 days. If you were faced with conflicting priorities, how would you decide what to tackle first? If you were faced with conflicting priorities, how would you decide what to tackle first? Means I know that, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 challenge will come. 1 or 2 can be managed with together. 1 or 2 can be managed together. 3 and 4 are a bit tricky. Fifth is the one which, yes, again I can handle with 1 or 2. Now I want to know how he can do this, right? So this way question goes. Next is behavioral questions. Now evaluate past behavior to predict the future performance. You have to evaluate past behavior to predict the future performance. Now examples could be like, give an example of a time when you had to work under pressure. How did you manage it? This could be very normal. Now work pressure nowadays are a normal thing. I don't support this work pressure kind of a thing, but still, whatever we are doing, there is a pressure. Even if, yes, I'm on this channel, I have this channel, then yes, I have a pressure because I'm getting queries on daily basis. You can say 50 to 80 sessions are there which are pending, and I'm getting regular requests. So there's a pressure. Who created this pressure? My clients, my audience, or I'm creating pressure for myself. right? So we need to understand that even if manager boss is not creating the pressure, there is a pressure in every kind of work. Like I'm getting continuous queries related to those sessions, so yes, I have to upload those sessions. And yes, these sessions are educational sessions. You need a proper content, you need to draft proper content, and then only you can speak. And then again, you have to prepare proper slides and deliver them in a proper way, right? So yes, even if I have 50 to 8 queries, then yes, people have to wait, and even I have to be organized to do that work. So how did you manage it? This is the thing. Now tell me about a time when you had to persuade someone to see things your way. Again, now I'm a content creator. I want to deliver a lot of things. I want to tell you a lot of things as per my vision. Now how I can persuade you to see things my way if I am positively serving that to you? Yes, that will have a great impact on you, because yes, I would be giving 5 to 10 examples. I'm quoting examples, real practical examples. Then only you would be able to convince that yes, okay, this can be the situation and this can be the answer. Fine. So this is all. Next is competency-based questions. Again, I am assessing what competency-based questions we have discussed above also. The purposes is assessing specific skills and competencies required for the job. And examples could be like describe a situation where you had to use your analytical skills to solve a problem. Here you have to use your analytical skills to solve a problem. How do you ensure effective communication? Next is closing questions. Now the purpose is wrap up the interview and gather any final information. Okay, you have to wrap up the interview and you have to gather any final information. Examples could be like, do you have any questions for us about the role or the company? This means lot. You are able to understand that the candidate is serious, candidate is looking for job opportunity over here, candidate is simply, you can say, yes, interested, passionate about this role. Is there anything else you would like to add that we haven't covered? This is an important question. Always try to ask this question with the candidate, because this shows that a candidate was listening everything, retaining everything, and yes, he or she has a proper vision, future vision actually. Yes, this was developing effective questioning techniques, and let's get started with the new thing. This is important. Role playing exercises for interview scenarios. Now, what is this? I always talk about preparation. You have to prepare for everything. You are at which position, doesn't matter. You are at lower level, you are at mid level, you are at senior level. Preparation is required for every task. Even if you have done that task 10 times, then also preparation is required. Even if you have hired 50 people, then yes, whenever you are hiring 51st person, then also the basic preparation related to that hiring has to be performed on in the back. That's our homework. So this is role playing exercises for interview scenarios. Now here I'm talking about the demo interview, you can say. Now these are the practical way to understand how you have to take the interview. It's not about judging the candidate always. It's not about creating an impression, fake kind of impression on the candidate, but it's about taking interview properly. It's about creating a positive candidate experience. So what you have to do, what you must do, or what you should do, and what you can do, please practice how to take interviews. Simple. Especially if you are a starter, if you have set up HR department for the first time, if the recruiters are new, and yes, even if you are an experienced, then it's better to have a demo interview or some kind of preparation before interview. So how we can do this? First is setting up role playing scenarios. This is my favorite, because here what we are going to do is we are creating a scenario development. How? Yes, create realistic interview scenarios that reflect common situations interviewer might encounter. Lot of people say, oh, our interviewer is okay, oh, we can interview the candidate. We have to create the pressure on the candidate so that to see that how that candidate reacts, whether the candidate is confident or not. But the same test is for interviewer also. We need to understand that it's both ways. It's a coin having head or tail. So yes, scenarios could include dealing with nervous candidates, handling difficult questions, or managing time during interviews. How to manage time during interviews? If you're using a lot of time, if you're wasting a lot of time during interviews, that won't help. You have conducted interviews for 80 to 100 candidates. You have to hurry up. You can't do it like, okay, you are seated with one candidate, 5 candidates are there starting. You have started early morning 9:30, and then yes, you have stretched one interview for 1 hour and second interview again for 1 hour. Then how you will interview 50, 80 candidates? How you will interview, okay, how you will interview 20 candidates, I'll say 15 candidates? You won't be able to do, right? So you have to understand where to start and when to stop. Next is roles and responsibilities. Assign roles to participants such as interviewer, candidate, and observer. Now, your team, like HR department, there are 3 people. One should be an observer who will observe. That person should be an experienced person who has the experience of interviewing, taking interviews. Yes, basically a person who can observe properly that what's happening and what should actually happen. Next is, yes, interviewer, candidate. Now you have to rotate roles to give everyone a chance to practice interviewing and being interviewed. Okay, so that everyone can realize what are the mistakes where we are lacking. Now again, I always say that this is a teamwork and you have to prepare. Now let's take an example of a group dance. What happened in group dance? It's not about, okay, only one person who is in the center is performing well and the people in the back are not performing well. Okay, so my observer is very fluent, very experienced and everything. The person who is playing the role of candidate is not okay, and then observer is happy watching them that yes, they are doing mistakes. No, this is not the way. The purpose of this role playing exercise is to improve, as we do in that group dance. Everybody, everyone is forced to do, or you can say everyone is forced to do proper practice. Everyone is practicing so that they can perform well in group dance. So this is what I want to say, that everyone attached to this, your team should practice. You must properly understand the errors for improvement, and you must identify the errors for improvement, and then you must improve them. Next is conducting the role play. Here we were doing the planning. Now comes conducting the role play, introduction and briefing. Already I have discussed this point in the above part only. Brief participants on the scenario and their roles. You have to brief the participants what they have to do, how they have to do, set clear objectives for the exercise, why we are doing it, how we have to do this, such as practicing behavioral questions or handling challenging situations. Like, yes, candidate can ask any kind of question. It could be that candidate is not willing to participate much. And it could be that candidate is aggressive. It could be that candidate has certain negative things about the organization. So how to handle those challenging situations? What can be FAQs, like if you know about your company, then yes, you must know where we are lacking and what kind of questions candidate can ask. So please be prepared for it. Role playing. Now conduct the role play as realistically as possible. Okay, again what I told about the group dance. The interviewer asks questions and the candidate responds based on the scenario. The observer take notes and provides feedback. Now observer needs to be disciplined person. He should not be like, okay, one question has been asked by the interviewer to the candidate. Now observer, what observer is doing? Oh, don't ask in this way. Oh, don't respond in this way. This way interview can't be done. This way that interview process, this role playing won't have any proper result. Because yes, in this way, if you're pinpointing at every point, if you're pinpointing at every question after a minute or so, if you are micromanaging, if you will start micromanaging things as an observer, then yes, the interviewer will get frustrated, irritated, even the candidate won't like. So what you have to do is you have to observe the complete interview and take notes and provides feedback later on. Yes, it could be that after 3 questions, if the same things are getting repeated, then yes, you can point out that, okay, after 10 minutes, after 15 minutes, you can point out, but not micromanaging. You don't have to micromanage that interview. Next is the debriefing and feedback. Again, important, which we have discussed in this feedback part discussion. Now, after the role play, hold a debriefing session. Yeah, observer will tell about what experience he had while watching this interview. Discuss what went well, what could be improved, and any challenges faced during the exercise. Okay, what kind of challenges he saw. Next, again, feedback. Yes, provide constructive feedback to participants, highlight strengths, and yes, areas for improvement, focusing on specific behaviors and techniques. That's what I have discussed. Okay, so this is role playing. This is important. Please don't ignore this. People ask me, ma'am, I have started a new organization, how to conduct interviews, what to do. I always tell them to have role playing interviews, demo interviews. But yes, they lack this thing. They always think that this is a kind of a drama we are doing. This is not a drama. We are doing preparation. Ask the actor and actresses how many retakes are done for one particular moment, one particular shot. So that's what we are doing, and yes, it's better to prepare. Now, if I have to summarize, then yes, by understanding and applying these interview techniques, and interviewers can conduct thorough and effective interviews that can provide valuable insights into candidates' qualifications, skills, and cultural fit, and this will ensure that a more informed and objective hiring decision is taken. This is all. This was interview techniques, and yes, next we are going to discuss about how we can build a strong employer brand. That will be day 6. Please be here and please check sessions. You can check HR Recruiter playlist for more detailed sessions. And yes, so till next video, all the very best. Stay happy, stay safe. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.